I also just want to show you the next projects, which are pretty much finished. So yeah, here we go. So we've got the Tamiya Nissan King Cab and the Tamiya Astute. So I'll just put the body shells on loosely. That's why it's sort of sticking up a little bit here. Just so I can get it off one-handed. So yeah, let's have a look first of all at this one. So you'll see in my previous videos the sort of state that I got this in, which is actually pretty good. I don't know if I put a video on this or not, but this was basically a complete tip. This car was, but we'll come on to that in a second. So yeah, the Nissan King Cab, one of the all-time sort of favourite cars I've always wanted in my collection. So yeah, finally got this one here. So what I've done is it didn't need a clean. It already came totally nice. I rebuilt the gearbox and the diff. I used this stuff here. You say when you do a diff, you need to use silicone ball diff grease, not normal grease, which I didn't realise, you know. So yeah, I've got that in there. Gone from the Tamiya Sports Tune motors in both of them, because I don't want to feel like let down when I run it with the standard 540 motors. You know, you've got these cool cars, you might as well chuck in something relatively decent, and they're 20 quid each, so it's dirt cheap. It did come with electronics, but I decided to, which were old like Futaba stuff and old speed controller, which worked. Forward worked fine, reverse had like one speed. So it just wasn't ideal, you know. So I've kept that can go on a future project or flog it on eBay. I fitted the 2.4 gigahertz receivers, which is what I'm doing pretty much now with most of my cars. It's just so convenient, short aerial. I also fit in them these Tamiya speed controllers here, which do brushed or brushless. They're £17 each, really good for what I need. So it's all nice. Kept the original servo in there. I've detailed the tyres with the pen, which is cool. Fitted a bearing kit from RC Bearings, say in here and in the gearbox, and that's it. So that's it. So I'm using this transmitter here for all my cars now. I still got a 27, which I'm running as well, but this one is what I'm trying to get all my cars pretty much towards this. I've done about 7 or 8 cars now with these receivers. So yeah, just select. That's it for King Cab. Cool. Switch that on. Cool. Reverse. Cool, and that's that one there. So yeah, that's really nice. I just ran it around the garden. This feels good. What I had to do is I obviously as I mentioned, I rebuilt the diff on it, and the manual doesn't say specifically how tight is tight, and so I tried it a little bit looser as per videos on YouTube, but on this it slips too much. So what I did is I had to then basically literally just tighten up the 3 tiny little Allen key screws just down until they sit, until they seat, and that's it. So no need to crank it down, just about sit, and that's it. And this feels good. And what I was having was, because these tyres are old, I was actually having, when I sort of tested it on the floor, wheel spin, because the wheel was actually spinning in the tyre, probably because of course the age of this, you know, and it's obviously lost some of its sort of rubber sort of grip, you know, part inside it. So what I did is I put 4 dots of super glue on the inside and the outside on each one, so that way I can take it off in the future fairly easily. Hopefully that'll work. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to take it down the park later on and try it. But yeah, I love that. That's totally sweet, that car. Up there a second. Cool. Next one is the so this is the Tamiya Astute. Tamiya's idea of a racing buggy back in the day. So what I've done is, it didn't come with a shell, so I painted up. So I cut and painted up this shell from Camtech yesterday, and then sticked it last night, and got these stickers from rcdecals.co.com, wherever it was. Really good. I like the stickers a lot. Only slight thing I would say is, whilst I appreciate people making these stickers and all that sort of stuff, I would say potentially that these stickers here are a little bit too thick. So the colour looks superb, but a little bit thick. So you tend to find that you get this sort of effect here, where the sticker's too thick, it won't bend round. So I tried moving it from this position here, you know, to this position a bit further back, but it's still the same. The rest of them look decent though. It's just corner stuff. It doesn't like, it's just too thick. But the colour's much better, so that looks beautiful on there. Whereas when you compare it to this, and again, I don't want to moan as such too much, but on the Avanti, these are reproduction stickers from another company in the UK, and without sounding like moaning too much, they're meant to be sort of, you know, as accurate as possible, but they're not, you know. Well, yeah, so I don't want to moan too much about these, but what the situation is these are meant to be sort of as accurate as possible. And whilst the decals look amazing, you know, the font and all that sort of stuff is really good, the colour just is not there. So when you compare this one here to original Avanti, this is obviously a very, very weak yellow versus a really bright yellow. So, but these are really thin stickers, so they stick much easier on curves. So it's a bit of both. You kind of want, you know, the colours on the other brand on these stickers here. But yeah, there you go. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, painted that. Take that off quickly. So I have to put it on loosely because it's a really tight-fitting shell. This Astute one is. Running the original spoiler on the back that came with the car. This was painted in black on the outside. So what I might do in the future is get another spoiler for it, then I can paint it properly on the inside, and I can heat these up with a hairdryer, take these off, reapply them. But for now, I just painted on the outside, glossed it over, put them on. It looks cool. You have 2 different adjustment points on the spoiler, so that's what those extra holes are for. I had to make this piece here, that was broken. Background on this car is I got it a long time ago, really cheap, about 40 quid. Years ago, like probably over 10 years ago sort of thing. And as I say, it had a black under tray, it had the wheels, had broken axles, missing axles, that sort of stuff, missing tie rods, bits and pieces. And what someone had done, now I realise it, now I've been rebuilding it, is someone had actually swapped over many parts from the Astute to MadCap parts, which is quite common. So the back end here, you've got MadCap ones here, hub carriers rather than Astute ones which are adjustable. You've got MadCap drive shafts. They haven't got the weld sort of point or the join point in the middle. It's running probably original shocks, different springs because they don't sit quite right here. Missing one of the towers down here for that. This bit here is all Astute because they have bearings in here, but these parts here are sort of different. They still have bearings all over the place, and say it didn't have any arms. So whilst you can buy everything's pretty much 20 quid here, 20 quid there, 20 quid here. You know, so honestly, I could spend another probably at least 100 quid on those missing parts. Easily 100 quid, probably more. So I just thought, you know what, I won't bother. I'll just go with bits from JKRC. So I went for things like this, and I can't remember what it was from, but it's something like a grasshopper or something like that, you know, and they're the right size. RC bearings supplied me with the bearings again, which is cool. Yeah, taken it all apart, cleaned it all, refilled the shock absorbers. It's running a MadCap, probably MadCap bumper on it, so the Astute one should be smaller. Running a brand new servo, £7 for a servo, brand new Speedo, 60 and 70 pound, JKRC, 850 for the receiver, 2000 milliamp batteries is my standard batteries. I'm old school sort of thing, and they work fine. I've sort of modified the servo mount here for the old speed controller, and just mounted a switch on there, and that also adds to add additional strength because underneath there's a bit of plastic, which sort of stops the back end of buckling around. I've left, as you can see, I've left the under tray not painted. I could obviously loads of red paint left it unpainted, and I've left the cellophane on because I kind of like that clean look underneath, to be able to flick it over and just sort of see the chassis rather than hiding it behind red paint. So I'm going to run it. I'm going to leave the cellophane on for the moment, and I'm probably going to leave it as it is, but I do have the option, obviously, I've had loads of red paint left to spray it. So we'll see, but yeah, totally sweet. Schumacher tyres on it, on the front I think it was. Yep, sort of similar to the Super Astute tyres, but again I'm not going for factory. These tyres are like Tamiya ones. Had a new old stock pack of those in the loft since 1995 area, so I lobbed those on. Yeah, and it's all good. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to have all the Astute parts on it, obviously, but like I mentioned, I can probably spend the best part of 100 quid on those bits and pieces, and when you get the bearing kit, you need something like 35 bearings for all those bits and pieces around here. So it's all doable. It's just more money, that's all. Then you flick it on, select the King Cab. Oops, can't see, sorry. So Astute on there. Oops. Flick that on there. Again, I've not run this. I've only run it. Well, so I've run it around the garden to check the slipper clutch. Bit of reverse. Cool. So that's good. So I have got a Tamiya servo saver again from JKRC. Those are my guys now for getting parts, because they send them really quickly, and simply put, they're really cheap. You know, they haven't got all the parts, but they've got lots and lots of parts, so they're really good for stuff. But yeah, I think that looks decent. That looks decent. So I'm looking forward to running this. Again, I'm going to put, as I mentioned to you, I put the new bearings on. Basically what it is, I use a MadCap bearing kit. That's what I needed, and then I happened to have bearings in stock already, left over from something that fitted the remaining parts of the Astute, which is these parts here. These bits here are all MadCap, so there's no bearings required in there. There's no bearings required in this section here either. So that's cool. Again, the diff, I rebuilt obviously all the diff. Again using that same lubricant here. Tightened up again, so I tested it, tightened up a bit further, so now it doesn't appear to slip. So that's good. So yeah, I mean, there should be a tiny bit of slip, sorry, I should say, but it doesn't blatantly slip like it was doing when I first tried it. It was like revving the nuts of it and hardly moving. But yeah, there we go. Absolutely beautiful. So that's the one. I want to run these two later on, have a little go at that. So now the car's collection's getting sweet, and then you've got your classic Fun Dragon, and obviously we've got the Astute, sorry, the Avanti here. Cool. And so these are how the stickers come. Yeah, RC decals. So really nice. Just maybe just a little bit thick. That's all, if I'm giving them honest feedback. Cool. Okay. Hope this is of some interest, and thank you very much. Cheers.